Well, hello there. I'm Jeannie. Welcome to Mimicraft, your home for all things creative and DIY on a budget. I make all the mistakes so you don't have to. Our first tumbling tower block project is a lantern. You'll be needing 125 blocks the same size, so you'll need minimum 2 boxes, but more likely at least 3 or 4 in order to get blocks that are the same size. Now, Mimicrafters, we're going to be staining some blocks today, so that's why you see me sanding these. I've tried to stain tumbling tower blocks and they just look junky, but if you sand them, they look really good. So I highly recommend you do this, and we will be staining 66 of the blocks for this first project. And don't forget to remove all that sawdust, and yes, there are many tumbling tower blocks in my vacuum. The stain I used on all of these projects today is this Americana gel stain. It is water-based and I purchased it at Hobby Lobby. Now, instead of staining in the typical way where you put the stain on and then wipe off the excess, I watered this stuff down and then just used a paintbrush, and the stain absorbed kind of like a paint. And I did end up doing 2 coats to get the stain very dark. Look how pretty these turned out, guys. Next, take 4 bamboo skewers and sand those as well. I used 100 grit. This will help the stain to stick. The stain didn't stick very well to this at all, so you may need to do several coats. Start by putting stain on the flat end. We're going to be cutting these to size after we get them completely stained. Glue sets of 3s together as noted on screen. Please note throughout the video that I always place the blocks right side down before gluing them so that the surface is smooth. On the sets that have 2 stain blocks, glue on 2 additional stain blocks, top and bottom, as seen on screen. This is the block placement for the 4 sides of the lantern. I think the gluing's pretty self-explanatory. For the base, glue alternating blocks in this pattern, 7 of them. For the lid, glue them in this pattern. For both base and lid, add blocks to the sides as seen on screen. For the lid, add 1 3-block square to the top to act as a knob. The brown blocks on the sides are going to need to be a double thickness, so take 20 additional stained blocks and glue them as you see on screen, on the back. Flip all the sides over and seal with Mod Podge. I used a matte finish. Measure and cut the skewers to be the same length as each side. Don't forget to stain the top of your skewers where you cut them, like I did. These are the two sides that the skewers are going to be glued to. To place the glue, you're going to want to use either a needle tip applicator like you see there, or a small paintbrush because it requires a very small amount of glue. Your two sides, right side down, and apply glue as you see on screen. This needle tip applicator was purchased at Hobby Lobby, but they're also available at Temu and Amazon. Place your skewer on top of the glue, and to secure it until it dries, I recommend some masking tape. You want the skewer to be hanging halfway off. Follow suit with the other three. Glue the skewered sides to the base. The outside should be flush with the outside of the base. Clean up your glue. Use your square to make it square. To be a square, it's hip to be square. Make sure the first two sides are dry before gluing on the second two sides. And we're gluing, and we're gluing. Hopefully that visual makes sense. Yeah, I already know we put the knob on. I'm just sick of editing. Mud Podge. And the lid goes on like this, because it's a lid. And this is how mine turned out. Ooh, spooky. Next, we're going to make a set of risers. You'll need 18 of each of these sets, and you only need to stain the front on the ones that are mostly brown. Actually, on both of them. Sorry, you only need to stain the front. Here's your block placement. Here's your glue. I didn't figure out that you only need to stain the fronts of these till I made it, so don't judge me. Stain the edges to match the pattern on the top. Or don't. I don't care. I'm glad this is going fast because I'm messing up in some spots. glue together 4 sets of 12 for the base. Stain the fronts and sides of all 4 sides of the base, or don't. Glue 4 sets of 2 together on top of one another. These are going to be corner braces. Glue the first 2 sides together as seen on screen. Glue a support to that corner. And do the same for the 3rd and 4th side. Note the glue placement on the 4th side is a little bit different. Place glue around the rim of the base and the supports. And glue it to the back side of your riser. Probably a good idea to put a little bit of weight on top of this. I always use a chunk of old countertop to hold that in place. After this was dry, I flipped it over. I wanted to give it more support, so I glued 9 more blocks on a bunch of the seams to just make sure it's steady. Put something on top of it till it dried. Time to podge it. And here's how mine turned out. Guys, if you're enjoying my content, please take a minute to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm going to ask you to hit the notification bell because my uploads are a little erratic, not gonna lie. Now on with the video. Next, I made a 4x4 riser. Keep it company. The sides for this base are 6 blocks wide. And here she is. And a 3x3 block friend. The sides on this base are 4 blocks wide. This is my bird. And here's the riser party. Let's make some mini risers. Glue together 4 block sets like this. Make 3 of them. The base of the first one is 3 blocks wide each side. This time I only used 1 block in each corner. It should look a little something like this. The next base will require 12 sets of 2 glued end to end. Glue these together in sets of 3 to make your sides. A little stain for your viewing pleasure. I used 1 block supports in the corners on this one as well. I think 2 blocks supports would have been just a little bit easier to work with. Glue her up and podge her. The last base will require 12 sets of 3. Are you detecting a pattern here? Glue these together in sets of 3 to form the walls of your base. I hate to be immodest, but I am getting good at this. This time I glued the supports onto the sides before I glued the sides together, just to mix it up a little bit. And there's your tall boy. And this is how these turned out. Just for kicks and giggles, let's do one more lantern. For this one, the one that has the block in the middle stained, the back can be blank. And on the one with the side blocks that are brown, you'll have to do the front and the sides. Make 16 each of the 3 block sets. Stain 8 single blocks. You'll need an additional 8 single blocks unstained. You'll need 27 plain Dollar Tree wood cubes and 27 stained Dollar Tree wood cubes. This is the block placement for the white or lighter sides of the lantern. Place everything right side down before you glue. Here I am doing the same for one of the dark sides. Ooh, I've gone over to the dark side. Do I even need to say it? Glue together 8 blocks on their skinny side to make a square. You'll need 2 of these. Place a light side, right side down. Place glue on each of the 4 top and bottom blocks and on the bottom of the first cube, top and bottom. Place each square on top, flush with the bottom, the top, and the side closest to you. Rotate your project. Here you see I'm checking for fit. And apply the glue as you see on screen. You're going to see I need to add some in a spot that I missed. You'll see that in the next clip. Press down firmly on the square frames. Here I'm adding some more glue on where I wish I had put it before. Although some of these just don't touch. It might not be worth the bother. I'll leave that up to you. Side number 3 and side number 4. Note the glue placement for the last side. These aren't going to match up perfectly, but they still turn out real pretty. Glue 9 blocks together in this pattern to make a base. This is me putting glue on the base, mostly out of the shot. Glue 4 block sets together in this pattern to make the lid. Stain 1 cube brown to use as a knob. And there's your lid. And here she is. Use it as a vase, whatever you want. Here she is at night. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the projects today. Until the next one, bye.